In this Apache hardening tutorial, I'll show you how to disable vulnerable ciphers after finding them using SSLScan. If you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe now for free tutorials and computer-related tips. And now, let us get started. SSLScan will scan all the different ciphers being used in the target host. And since there are different versions and types of SSLs, SSLScan will help you to determine everything about them. Older ciphers are vulnerable to attacks, and that's why it's a good practice to disable them and force to use only newer ones. To install SSLScan, you can use yum install SSLScan, or you can do it manually. To do it manually, you have to be sure that you have the C library and the openssl developer package. Then go to the GitHub repository of SSLScan and select releases and choose the latest release, and then copy the path. Create a folder for the SSLScan, and after that wget the path that we just copied. After that, just unarchive the file that we just downloaded. Then go to the folder which was SSLScan, which just created. Then run make static. It's gonna take about 2 minutes, and after it's done, just run make install. Then just test it by running SSLScan version. Now let us use SSLScan for scanning available ciphers, so we can use it against a domain, website, IP, and for that tutorial I'm gonna use it with the local host. Now you can know all the available ciphers to determine which ones to disable. You can even research each one to know which are vulnerable, and it's always a good practice to disable any which are below 128 bits. I always do that. And sometimes I try to run it against big names, like for example, if you run SSLScan again against Google, to check the available ciphers that they are using. And you're gonna notice that they are using only the TLS version 1 and the newer ones too only. While when I checked my local host, I found that SSLv3 is there. So it's very good practice to disable the older ones like SSLv3 and also to research the rest of the ciphers. So another example, I always disable DHE and enable ECDHE. Now let us disable the older ciphers and enable or force only the new ones. So first we need to edit the configuration inside conf.d for the SSL. And at the end, just add SSL protocol. And I'm going to say minus all, which means that I'm going to disable all the ciphers and I'm going to force only plus TLS version 1 and plus TLS version 1.1, and let us add also the 1.2. After that, just restart, save the file and restart the Apache. Now if we scan again for the local host, you will notice that the SSLv3 is no longer available. And if you browse, you're going to find the version 1 that we enabled and version 1.2. So today we have learned how to install SSLScan and how to use it to scan all the available ciphers and to disable the older ones and force the user to use only the newer ones. Until we meet again, bye.